Hello cycling fans around the world, it's me, Jake Sanderson, aka Snowman Cycling. I've been away for a couple of weeks, having a bit of a break, but I'm back. You can't get rid of me that easily, and I've returned with another one of our crazy crit races, where as usual, I'm promising to cause chaos and carnage, and talk you through another one of my race recap videos, as we look at how a lazy sprinter likes to race on Zwift, and we'll see if we can pick up the win on the way, as we always try to do. And for this one, we're returning to the Glasgow Crit Club circuit, as we got 5 laps against a field that is small in number but not in power, and deal with what is almost certainly like to turn into another FTP fest. Okay gang, let's jump into this one. Let's have a look, because this one is going to be fast and furious. And as we launch onto the Clyde kicker the first time on the first lap, there's some riders on the front that decide they're going to push the pace, so of course I want to come with them. I don't want to let them get away, so I make sure I'm on their wheel as we go through the banner. And you may have spotted at the very start of the race, these two riders also tried to get a double breakaway going. I made sure I went with them. So these two riders are pretty strong and they're trying to keep the pace up as we're going around the course. So I'm going to have to keep a close eye on them and make sure they don't get away. And if them or anybody else tries to get that breakaway, I'm going to go with them, because you can't win the race unless you're at the front of it. And with such a small field, it's possible that if a couple of riders work really hard together, they may stay away. And this rider Deuce on the front keeps trying to get away as we go through that lap banner. But unlike last time when I bridged across to him, this time I'm thinking I'm going to let the group do the work for me. I'm going to let Deuce dangle there a couple of seconds off the front. He's not far enough to get away yet or to cause me any concerns, and these riders will see him and use him as a carrot, letting me sit at the back of the group. And then, as you can see, when we come to the Clyde kicker again, we're going to push the pace and try to move up. And by the time we get to the top of the kicker, we've done just that. There's a rider, B. McCarthy, another Irish rider, who pushes the pace, so we make sure we go with him. We've got a small gap over the chasing group, but there doesn't really seem like much point pushing the pace here because they're so close. Just seems like a waste of energy to me. And we've only dropped a couple of riders, so the main bulk of the group is still here, as we're about 33% of the way through. And if you're wondering why I'm not wearing my patented super cool snow team jersey, well, that's because here in the UK it's been hotter than the face of the sun, especially in my conservatory, which is why I haven't been doing a load of racing like other people. But let me know in the comments, are you still Zwift racing in this heat wave over the summer? If the answer is yes, you're just as crazy as me, and I love it. The other thing that I'm missing, you might have noticed, is my heart rate monitor. I'll have to take that one on the chin. I was rushed to get onto this race and I totally forgot it. I saw it on the side as I was about 2 minutes into this race and realised, at least I'm streaming and I'm not just sat on the sofa with my Xbox controller. And that seems like a good segue to say, whilst I've been off the bike, I did go on holiday and I've got my first ever in real life content for you, which some of you might have already seen as I made it into a short. But for those of you that missed it, here it is. Here's me going for an in real life Strava KOM at Centre Parks.
Hello cycling fans everywhere, this is Jake Sanderson, aka Snowman Cycling. This week we've got something really special for you. We've got some outside content. I'm away at Centre Parks for the weekend on holiday, and on our chalet on this little road there is the perfect KOM for me. 0.13 miles, 3% uphill, about 15-16 seconds for the record, 3,500 people on that leaderboard. Can we go out there and snag ourselves a Centre Parks KOM for the Snowman Cycling channel? Let's go, let's do it. Okay guys, we did it, we got the KOM. Beat it by 1 second. We got 14 seconds, let's have a look at that. Beat it by 1 second. I reckon I hit 950 watts there.
So there you have it. It's good to see all this crit work we've been doing paying off as we can translate it into some in real life Strava KOM success. So I hope you enjoyed that. Let me know down in the comments, do you like in real life content? Do you want to see me try and get more Strava KOMs and put more content out there? Let me know down below. And that takes us around to the lap banner. We've got 2 more laps of this crit race left before we hit the end. And as you can see, the attacks aren't done. People are still trying to get away, sneak away as we go through that banner. But from the way this keeps coming back together, I think it's going to be really, really difficult to get away and stay away with 2 laps on the clock. But what we do need to do now is figure out a way that we're going to try and approach this and win this race in the finale. We've always got the option of the sprint finish, but with a small group like this, I thought maybe we could try and do something a bit different, a bit more entertaining, a bit fun for the channel. And so when we come back around to the kicker again, this time, this is the penultimate time we're going to be going up this kicker, I decide that the next time we come back around for the final push up this kicker, rather than trying to sneak away, get a sneaky breakaway, why don't we do something that I've not personally seen done in a Zwift race so far? And that is to put our cards on the table to tell the rest of the field we are going to attack, and we're going to attack here. And see, does anybody believe me? Does anybody react? Does anybody come with me? Who knows what is going to happen? But this is likely to set the cat amongst the pigeons and really blow this race open. And if anybody comes with me, feels strong, is able to get onto my wheel, then we'll crack on with whoever comes with us, and we'll deal with the sprint finish at the end with whoever's left. But I'm intending to go all in, so if they want to come with me, they're going to have to react quickly. Because if they're worried about keeping something back for the end, I'm going to capitalise, take advantage, and I'll be gone before they even know what's happened. That's probably the biggest mistake I see people make at the business end of races. It's to try and save something for the sprint finish in the last 200-300 metres. If someone attacks that far out, sometimes you've got to be prepared to go with them if you want to win that race. And as we come back around just before the kicker, I get on my phone, I start typing, and here it comes. Here is the message. I am attacking here, and I give them a few seconds. I deploy my drafting boost. I make sure I move up to the front of the group. I give a cheeky little smile to the camera, and I take a look around. I surveil the power from the group to see how everybody responds, see what everybody's doing. And there's definitely some sort of responses. Everybody picks the pace up to above 5 watts per kilo. And as we come around the corner and go across that dotted line, I launch it. I go all in. I am true to my word. I keep my promise to this group, and I attack all in. I notice at this point there's no immediate response, there's no orange numbers from the riders around me, and that spurs me on. I go really, really hard on this Clyde kicker. We end up doing 8.2 watts per kilo for the minute at this point just to get away, and I see that Gong is the only rider that's trying his best to come with me as we go over the top, but I think that he's left it too late to try and put the power down. And at this point, my main concern is going to be keeping that gap over the chasers as best as I can. So I elect to deploy my power up, the feather power up, for this only short little rise that we've got here. But it's one of the few inclines we've got between now and the finish. So it makes sense to use that feather. And I'm just going to drill it as hard as I can on every single one of these rises. Every time the road goes uphill, I am out the saddle and I'm smashing it as hard as I can to try and keep the morale of the chasers behind as low as possible. Make them think they haven't got a chance of closing that gap. But make no mistake, I'm suffering, and I'm suffering badly at this point after that 8.2 watts per kilo 1 minute effort, but I'm buoyed on by knowing that this is mine to lose at this point. As long as I don't collapse, they're going to find it really difficult to reel me back in. And remember, if you like this pain, suffering, sweat and tears, then hit that like, comment, most importantly subscribe button. Whilst I've been off, that subscriber count has ticked over the 900 mark, 90% of the way to my target of 1,000 subscribers, which will get me access to a load of YouTube features that I don't currently have unlocked as a small content creator. And I've been absolutely blown away by some of the supports and amazing comments from you guys. It makes these videos totally worthwhile. So please subscribe, get us to that 1,000 subscriber mark if you want more crazy races, cool Zwift tips, and cringe celebrations. And this is the part of the course where I'd usually be launching my sprint finish, so there's only 500 meters left to go. And as you can see from the amount of sweat and pain on my face, that's extremely good news. The group behind starts to explode. They start to lay down that power and think about the places behind. They maybe even think they're going to be able to catch me here, but they just simply aren't going to be able to do it. They are going to run out of road. That 2 minutes 44 seconds effort from the base of the KOM at 6 watts per kilo is just too much for them to bridge. And the only thing that I need to worry about at this point right now is how I can effectively commemorate this stellar win with another cringe celebration. And in honor of my archery victory at Center Parcs, I decide to go with the Lord of the Rings. But why do one when you can do two? And thanks to subscriber Tragic Happy Hour for this suggestion of making it rain. Let me know your cringe celebration ideas in the comments below. So there you have it, guys. I hope you enjoyed that one. Something a bit different. Let me know if you've got any ideas for some crazy tactics in the comments below. Like, comment, and most importantly, subscribe.
Race fast, ride hard, and remember that you are appreciated.